Good morning. Nice to see you again. I must apologize. I said that we had school on Friday and it was Good Friday, so I know that you saw the video yesterday. I hope you had a nice Easter. It's really different having church at home and doing everything at home with our family, but I hope you've been finding some fun things to do with your family and enjoying your special time together, like we probably not really had in a long time with everyone being home more often. I know we get a lot more home-cooked meals now because there's more time to do that. So I hope you're making the best of it. Hey, have you tried cooking a meal yet? Have you learned anything new on how to do it at home? How about laundry? Learned how to separate and wash the laundry yet? You know you could be mom's best friend if you did that. And try cooking a meal with your parents this week and see how that goes. I wish that I had a live feed so we could talk back and forth, but I don't have that opportunity to do that. But feel free to send emails or send them to your teacher and she can get them to me and if you have questions or comments. If you see a new character in the book, always feel free to go ahead and add them before I'm with you. And you can always add character traits at any time to them. So yesterday, you were supposed to read chapter 10. And let me get my notes. Chapter 10. All right, chapter 10 is when Opal is talking to, all right, she talks to Gloria. She spills her guts about everything in this chapter, and we learn a little bit more about how her little brain's working. She tells about moving. She talks about her dad being the preacher. She mentions her mom and the 10 things Dad had told her. Remember, she memorized those. She didn't want to forget them. She talked about meeting Miss Franny. She talked about her job at the pet store. The birthday party that wasn't until September, but she's invited to. She talked about the boys that had their hair shaved off real short and called Gloria the witch. And she was a good listener, wasn't she? Do you have someone that listens to you? I mean, really listens to you. Sometimes we act like we're listening to each other and we have our phone and we're not looking. Okay, it's important when you're talking to someone that you look at them in the eyes and they look you back so you know they're paying attention. So it's always nice to find someone that you can talk to and share what you're really thinking with sometimes. So it's hard to get people to do that, but we have more time right now. We're at home and not going to school all day and everything else. So good time to practice some of those skills. But Gloria was a good listener for her. And she also said, let's test that green thumb theory. Remember, Mom was good. She could grow anything. So they planted a tree. She goes, what is it? She goes, well, it's a wait and see tree. And then she goes home to tell her dad about the day that she had. So that's kind of a summary of chapter 10 real quick. Now on page 11, open up your notebook to page 11, your folder. You were supposed to come up with a title. Pretty much this chapter is her talking to Gloria, right? So I put down that Opal tells about her life to Gloria. It's a short statement about a chapter. But if I look at that, then I go, oh yeah, I remember that chapter. So now we have 5 chapters summarized. Chapter 6, and yours may be a little different, and that's okay. I put Opal meets Franny Block. And then chapter 7, the bear in the library story. Chapter 8, Alicia and a collar for Winn-Dixie. Remember, she went to the store, bargained how to get it paid for. Number 9, chapter 9, Opal and Winn-Dixie meet Gloria Dump for the first time. And then chapter 10, Opal tells about her life to Gloria. So now we have 5 chapters summarized into 5 statements. If you ever have to do a book report, this is how you do it. This is the secret. I give away secrets. Okay, so let's think more abstractly here. Okay, so first she meets the librarian. She goes to the library and meets the librarian. Then she goes to the pet store. And then she goes to Gloria Dump's house. Okay, so what is she doing right there? She is meeting people. She's getting around town. So I summarized it as exploring in Naomi. Naomi's the city where she's at. And she's making her way through the city, learning the different places, the library, the store, meeting different people, making friends. So that was mine, exploring in Naomi. That's mine. You may have something different, and it's fine. It's however your perspective of things might be a little different than mine. But I'm trying to help you learn how to break down 5 chapters into a statement. Really important. Okay, you also had to fill out the next section. What is your favorite part of this section of the book? So chapters 6 through 10, what did you like the most? And I really liked the story where she was able to just spill her guts to Gloria. Just tell her everything. Because I just think that's important. If you've learned some new words, you just need to write them as you go so you don't forget what they are. And then draw a picture of something you think represents this section. Now, it kind of depends on your title that you gave this section. And my title was Exploring in Naomi. Naomi was the city. So I put a little box and I said City of Naomi on it. And then I drew a little building and I wrote library on it. And I drew another building and I put pet shop on it. And then I drew a house and I put like weeds really high because you couldn't see it, remember, because she went to Gloria's. I'll show you my picture so you don't think yours might be bad. Yours is probably a lot better than mine, but can you see it there? Simple, but it works, right? So that's what you need to make sure that you have finished. Also, back on page 9, make sure you listed the 5 adjectives on a little extra. All of these things have to be completed for your grade. All right. Now, moving forward. Today, you will read chapter 11. And then turn to page 13 for me in your folder. I want you to do the matching at the top. It's called Which Word. Look at a little extra. I want you to think about that as we're reading the story. Before we finish the next set of chapters, you need to make sure that this is completed on your own. It says, Opal names Winn-Dixie after the grocery store where she finds him. Now that you've gotten to know the character of Winn-Dixie a little better, what other pet names do you think are well suited to this lovable dog? So keep that in the back of your mind as you read more and more about Winn-Dixie and what other things could he be called as a result of what you read in the next 5 chapters. So just keep that in mind. Page 15. Okay, the second part that says what happens. I want you to right now just go 11, 12, 13, 14. And I broke my pencil. 15. All right, this is what I did right here. What happens? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 right here. Okay, for every chapter now, you are going to start doing this on your own. We'll still review, but I want you to practice this super, super, super important skill. What happened in chapter 11? Give me a statement. See if it's close to mine, and it doesn't matter if it is, as long as it represents to you what happened in that chapter. That's all it has to be. Don't copy me all the time. That's not trying and learning. That's just copying the teacher. All right. So, page 15, give me a few words that describes the chapter. Page 40 in the back is your characters. If there's a new one, add it. When you finish this chapter, go back and look at the characters that we do have and add some more traits, because as you get to know more and more about the people, you can write more facts about that person that would describe them. So then in the end, we should have some really good descriptions. So here's your list. This is what you need to do. And I know your teacher's been posting it for you, so you don't have to have a copy of, of this in your notebook. You just need to make sure you get all of these things done. I hope you have a great day, and enjoy reading. I'll talk to you tomorrow.